Welcome back to the channel. I'm Leela Mina, and today we're revealing the investment secrets of billionaires. The strategies that keep their wealth growing, no matter the market. Ever wonder how the ultra-wealthy play the game? They don't just invest, they allocate capital with precision, using information and opportunities hidden from the public. Today, you get a seat at their table. We'll break down the 7 key strategies they're using for 2025, from private equity to alternative assets. This isn't about risky bets or get-rich-quick schemes, it's about building resilient, powerful portfolios that last generations. These are the moves discussed in private jets and boardrooms. Now you'll know them too. Ready to think like the top 0.1%? Let's dive into the Billionaire's Playbook. Let's get started. Billionaires don't just diversify, they go global. While most investors focus on their home market, the ultra-wealthy treat the entire world as their investment playground. They analyze geopolitical trends, demographics, and currencies, seeking growth wherever it emerges. If the US market stumbles, their holdings in Asia or Europe can keep their portfolios thriving. This isn't about chasing hot stocks overseas, it's a calculated approach. Broad exposure through global ETFs plus targeted bets on standout companies in key regions. Currency plays are part of the strategy too. Sometimes they hedge, sometimes they ride currency trends for extra profit. Teams of analysts help them manage risk and spot opportunity, but the core lesson is simple. Don't limit yourself to one country. Global diversification is their fortress, protecting wealth and smoothing out volatility. For everyday investors, the principle is scalable. Think beyond your borders. The world is full of opportunity. Don't fish in a pond when you have access to the ocean. A globally diversified portfolio is more stable and resilient. When one market crashes, gains elsewhere can cushion the blow. This global base is the foundation for all their other strategies. Without it, the rest of the playbook doesn't work. The takeaway? Look beyond your home market and build a portfolio that can weather any storm. Billionaires know that true wealth isn't tied to one flag. The world is their oyster, and it can be yours too. Start thinking globally. That's how the top 0.1% stay ahead. Now, let's step behind the velvet rope, into private equity and venture capital. Billionaires invest in companies before they go public, getting in early on the next big thing. Venture capital means funding startups with huge potential. Most fail, but one winner can multiply their money 100-fold. Private equity is about buying, improving, and selling established companies for massive profits. These deals are exclusive, invitation only, with million-dollar minimums. Why bother? Because private markets are less efficient. The ultra-wealthy can create value, not just find it. This is the high-octane growth engine of their portfolios. They're patient. Money can be locked up for a decade or more. The lesson isn't to chase risky startups, but to understand the power of getting in early and the value of illiquidity. If you can't access top VC funds, look for smaller public companies or explore crowdfunding for a taste of early-stage investing. The biggest gains often come before a company is a household name. Billionaires use private markets to multiply wealth, while public markets provide stability. It's a balance of risk and reward. For most, the principle is to seek opportunities where others aren't looking. Think like a billionaire. Get in early, be patient, and look for value others miss. The velvet rope economy isn't just about access, it's about mindset. Find your edge and use it. That's how fortunes are made. Billionaires don't just invest in stocks, they buy passion and scarcity. Fine art, rare cars, vintage watches, and even vineyards. These tangible assets are more than status symbols. They're non-correlated investments, often holding value or appreciating when markets fall. Scarcity drives demand. As global wealth rises, so does the value of the truly rare. Art collections are managed like portfolios with expert advisors and strategic acquisitions. The same goes for collectibles, limited supply, growing demand, and a history of strong returns. Cryptocurrencies are the new frontier. Billionaires allocate a small slice to Bitcoin or Ethereum, not for speculation, but as a hedge and a bet on the future of finance. They're not day trading, they're holding for the long term, accepting volatility for the chance at asymmetric gains. Alternative assets diversify, hedge against inflation, and offer personal enjoyment. For most, buying a Picasso isn't realistic, but fractional ownership platforms now make it possible to invest in art, wine, or collectibles. The lesson? Look beyond traditional assets. Scarcity and passion can build a more resilient, interesting portfolio. Billionaires invest where others don't even look. You can apply the same mindset, find unique, limited supply assets that hold value. Diversify with alternatives, and you'll weather storms others can't. Passion and profit aren't mutually exclusive. Invest in what lasts. That's the billionaire way. Real estate is a billionaire staple, but not just through direct ownership. REITs, real estate investment trusts, let them own pieces of massive portfolios, malls, data centers, warehouses, and more. REITs offer steady income, liquidity, and tax advantages, all without the hassle of being a landlord. The ultra-wealthy target REITs tied to long-term trends, e-commerce warehouses, data centers, and cell towers. They're not betting on one tech company. They're owning the infrastructure every tech company needs. REITs pay out most of their income as dividends, often at higher yields than stocks or bonds. Strategic selection is key. Billionaires analyze trends and pick REITs positioned for growth. Anyone can buy REIT shares on the stock market, making this one of the most accessible billionaire strategies. You get passive income, diversification, and exposure to real estate's long-term appreciation. Think like a mogul, own the assets that power the economy. With REITs, you can start building your own real estate empire, one share at a time. That's how billionaires collect rent from the digital age. Hedge funds are the secret weapons of the ultra-rich, designed to make money in any market. Their goal? Absolute returns, not just beating the index. Classic strategies include long-short equity, betting on winners and losers at the same time. Global macro funds make bold bets on economies, currencies, and interest rates based on big-picture trends. Quant funds use algorithms and data to exploit tiny market inefficiencies, trading at lightning speed. Hedge funds are flexible. They can invest in anything, use leverage, and move fast. Access is limited. Only the wealthy can invest, and fees are steep, but the lessons are universal. Think beyond buy and hold. Look for both opportunities and risks. Pay attention to global trends, and embrace technology and data in your investing. Hedge funds are the special forces of finance. Agile, aggressive, and always seeking an edge. While you may not join a hedge fund, you can learn from their mindset, diversify your strategies, question the status quo, and don't be afraid to go against the crowd. The pursuit of absolute return is about adaptability and critical thinking. Billionaires use hedge funds to thrive in chaos. You can apply the same principles. Be flexible, be strategic, and always look for your edge. The market rewards those who think differently. That's the art of absolute return. Make it part of your playbook. For billionaires, true power comes from ownership and control, not just holding shares. They buy controlling stakes in companies or acquire entire businesses, becoming the decision makers. Activist investors use their influence to drive change, unlock value, and shape strategy. Many prefer private businesses, steady cash flow, essential industries, and long-term growth. They use leverage to buy bigger companies, magnifying returns if the business performs. This isn't passive investing, it's entrepreneurial, hands-on, and requires deep expertise. For most, buying a company isn't realistic, but the principle is, seek ownership, not just participation. Start a business, buy a franchise, or get more involved in the companies you invest in. Read reports, vote your shares, and think like an owner. The shift is from spectator to player. Billionaires build wealth by controlling assets, not just riding along. Ownership is power. Make it your mindset. The new Billionaire Playbook isn't just about profit, it's about purpose. Impact investing channels money into ventures that solve real-world problems and deliver returns. ESG, environmental, social, and governance criteria are now central to investment decisions. Billionaires invest in clean energy, sustainable agriculture, and companies with strong ethics. They believe the best opportunities lie in solving the world's biggest challenges. ESG isn't just about values, it's smart risk management. Companies with strong ESG scores are more resilient and better run. The trend is reshaping markets. Major funds demand ESG reporting, and billionaires use their influence to push for change. Anyone can invest with purpose. ESG funds and ETFs are widely available. Align your investments with your values and help shape the future. For the ultra-wealthy, wealth is a tool for impact, not just accumulation. The ultimate legacy is positive change. Profit and purpose can go hand in hand. Make your money matter. You've just seen inside the Billionaire's Playbook for 2025. Global diversification, private markets, passion assets, real estate, hedge funds, ownership and purpose. These aren't just strategies for the rich, they're principles anyone can apply. Which surprised you most? Are you already using any of these ideas? Share your thoughts in the comments. If you found this valuable, like and subscribe for more insights. Remember, you don't need $1 billion to think big. Start with knowledge, diversify, and take control of your financial future. The path to mastery begins with action. Thanks for watching. See you next time.